double over this thing. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Collectors Club Recommendations, Episode 2. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing great.
Good. Look at this. I mean, we've already got a cracking audience kicking in here. Adrian James always heating it up over there. Thank you, Adrian. How you doing, buddy? Draculina Horror. Hello, darling. Hello to my favorite club in chat. I can't wait to hear the recommendations. The anticipation is killing me all day, so let's go. Bob's Blu-ray. Bro is here. Hey, Huck, you're the man. Big brother Derek. And lastly, Tim, my ride or die. Have time tonight. And hello to Mike, of course. Let's see. Hey, everyone. I'm ready for the Collectors Club stream. Got my shirt and PJs. Nice. Tiana, you are
your Collectors Club shirt?
That's right. Hey, Wifey's here. Hello, darling. Excited about the stream. Well, you know, you'll get halfway through it, and then we'll see if you're still excited. Let's see what we're saying about these. What's up, Gary? Hello, buddy. Saying hey to Kitten Paws. Wilkie's here. What's up? Magic Hands. Right on.
Magic Hands.
Movie Hunter. Hello, Tony. Good evening,
Hey, Uncle Tony.
Mr. Table. Corey. Nice. All right, we got some nice little audience tonight. Well, we are ready indeed to talk about, if you saw our last Collectors Club, we gave each other a movie each to watch that we hadn't seen before. And so what we do with these episodes, we just sort of go one at a time, and we talk about the three that were given to us and what we think, one, how that person did with the recommendation, knowing who we are, like we rate that. And then we actually rate the actual movie they recommended to see if it's anywhere close to what we were hoping. All right. So that's the gist of it. You know, without further ado, as our great friend Mill would say, let's go to Derek, sir. I'll let you take it away. I have the posters here, so you let me know what you're starting with and who recommended it to you.
Should I start with yours and kind of go in an order?
Absolutely, start with the Huckster. I know what it is.
Start with yours. Huck. That would be Crawl. Yes,
Crawl.
It's here. There it is. Big Lots, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah, Crawl is. I'm glad you recommended it. It's one I've been wanting to watch since it came out.
It's always good
because it's a Sam Raimi production.
Yes,
which is not the same thing as a Sam Raimi film, but it's something that'll at least make me want to watch if his name is on it. And it stars Barry Pepper, who I always wish was in more.
Yeah, Barry
Pepper's a pleasant surprise seeing Barry Pepper in anything nowadays. Honestly, I haven't seen him in like 11 years since True Grit. But yeah, long story short, it's about a house basement, hence Crawl Space, hence the name of the film, Crawl. I didn't know that until I watched it, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
Great premise. I'll give it that. So it's a crawl space being flooded by a rainstorm in what I remember being Florida, because they're gators.
That sounds right.
Yep.
Like it's gators. It's got to be Florida, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so this young woman and her dad, played by Barry Pepper, are under attack, and they have to escape. Blah blah blah. Survival movie in a basement with alligators. It was fun. Like I said, I like the premise of the movie. Yeah. The CGI gators were adequate for the film's budget.
Right.
Credit. Like there was moments where it looked pretty good and moments where I was like, yeah, what are you gonna do?
Right.
That didn't get any worse than that, which I'm a fan of. Yeah, overall it was a fun enough movie. It was exactly what I expected it to be, quality wise, without knowing the premise. The premise was more interesting than I expected, which was nice. But yeah, the movie, the recommendation, I'd say a solid 4 out of 5. Because Sam Raimi and me and a horror movie.
Right on.
with some cool animal attack elements. So solid there, and it's something I wanted to watch, which you didn't know, I'm sure.
That's
Movie
right.
I'd probably give a 3 out of 5. Like it's average to slightly above
about
average.
right.
It's a movie I'd say if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it because you might like it. It's not worse than that. But yeah, I'm glad I finally watched it. I'm glad I bought the Thrills and
Yeah.
Chills pen for $7 just so I could eventually watch it a year later.
Fun is the perfect way to describe it. I go into Crawl, I'm like, this movie gave me exactly what I wanted.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
It has all that crawl space stuff, but some of my favorite stuff is actually even the stuff right outside with the people trying to rob the convenience store.
Yeah, those idiots.
Yeah.
Oh God, those guys. Yeah, and and it's funny too because I get claustrophobic. Like that's like my worst way to die is like if I'm in a confined space and I can't turn around or something.
Oh God.
So movies like that are like inevitably hard for me to watch, but somehow this one was still easy to watch because I don't know, he could still move around a little bit, and the tightness of the space was confining and creepy because that gator was there. So yeah. Glad you dug it.
It's
Mike,
a
have
space
you
you
seen
at least
that
are
yet?
familiar with. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Crawl is awesome. It's probably the best creature feature of the past decade. Ton of fun. I love how they use all the hurricane atmosphere and like the water's flooded and they're even on like what little like raft boats at a certain point, right? And the alligators are attacking. Yeah, I highly recommend. And it's supposed to come out in that nice box set, right? That
yeah, it's one of those 4Ks in that what is it, Paramount Scares set.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? It's obviously a different animal, but I kind of think of it kind of like Shallows-ish.
Yes.
Which one do you guys like more? I still prefer Shallows a little bit more.
Shallows, yeah.
But Crawl is fun.
I prefer Crawl. I totally forgot.
Oh, yeah. I haven't seen Shallows, but I remember I think my wife saw it without me, which is rare. But I remember her thinking it looked terrible and ended up really enjoying it. So for her, that's surprising. So I don't know. I'll have to watch it. We just haven't gotten around to it.
Movies, pretty much most of them suck. Shallows was shockingly good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was stunned for that too. I'm like, ugh, another shark movie. I saw it, and of course, my friends like home theater, so it's extra thumpy with shark goodness. That helps too. Your experience.
Yeah, that is a nerd. Nice, but yeah, it's a fun
cool,
watch.
man. All right,
worth a watch for sure.
Good. What's number D?
Are we doing all mine, or are we going in a circle?
Yeah. Do
no, we'll do all three. We'll do each.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll go Mike.
We're not letting you off the hook.
I don't have it. Psycho Gorman, PG.
There it is.
Gorman.
Psycho Gorman.
So it felt like years and years ago. Another one I've been wanting to watch. So thanks for making me watch it. I think I watched it on Shudder. That sounds right to me. So I knew where to get it.
Right.
I believe it's rated R, but it's like a comedy horror spin on the E.T. style movie where it's like, oh, an alien invasion or creature that these kids befriend, but it just happens to be like this alien warrior death machine from outer space. The practical effects in it are easily the best thing about the movie. Like
absolutely,
because it was made by a person who does makeup. Shocking when you learn that. Like it's pretty obvious because it's easily the best thing. Not just Psycho Gorman is cool, but all the weird other creatures throughout the movie were super interesting to look at and all practical. Like I'm trying to remember specifics because it feels like it's been like 10 years since I watched it already. I watched it like the day after we did this.
I love how our brains process time.
Right.
Forever, man.
It was like 3 weeks ago, so 10 years. But yeah, just that scene alone with all the weird aliens from other places trying to essentially stop this creature from getting this stone that lets it have all this power or whatever. It's another one that's like, if you haven't seen, it's definitely worth a watch, regardless of your taste. I would say it's a horror comedy, so it's up my alley. So recommendation wise, easy. Once again, all my ratings are going to be like identical. Honestly, 4 to 5 recommendation wise, because I like horror comedies and really cool practical effects. As a movie overall, I thought it was okay. Like the story was fine. It was just, I don't know. It did its job. I guess there's no other complaint. The parents were fine. They seemed to be almost useless in the entire film. And the girl actress, I don't want to like shit on a children actor, but she was obnoxious for 90% of it.
She was amazing. She deserved a Oscar nomination.
No, she was annoying. You could tell she was a child actor who gets awards for being a child actor.
Oh my goodness.
In Canada. Her accent came through a lot, and it wasn't supposed to. I noticed it was funny. But other than that, it's a fun movie. It's definitely
Other
really
than that,
other than the acting being horrible.
But that's interesting that you consider it horror comedy, because I don't consider it horror comedy at all. It's in my sci-fi section.
Oh, I
I
suppose,
would
yeah.
describe it as adult Power Rangers. Like, there's horrific elements in there because there's a lot of blood and gore, but it doesn't really follow a lot of horror tropes. To me, like I said, it's much more Power Rangers than anything.
Yeah,
But
it's more
amazing.
sci-fi than horror, but it's so gory that it has to like, automatically falls into that category.
But they have a lot of great
gore,
features in there, right? Because they had a Maniac Cop in there, right? Wasn't he one of the aliens that appeared at one point? I think so.
Maniac Cop?
He was one of the guys sitting around the table?
No, when they show up and attack, wasn't he one of them?
Oh, I'm not familiar with how he looks, so I wouldn't have known.
I don't remember.
I think that was supposed to be him, but you guys correct me if I'm wrong.
Like the character of Maniac Cop?
I thought he was, but
I don't know.
You guys let me know in the comments.
Oh, that guy. Oh, okay. Yeah, that part was actually hilarious, where they got the cop and they like controlled him and he was like melting and he looked hilarious and just like a weird zombie cop.
He's like just shooting in the air. Yeah.
That was probably my favorite part of the movie, just because it was so stupid.
It's so good.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, Maniac Cop best. But yeah, it's just like Crawl. It's a fun enough movie that everyone should watch it at least once.
No, it's groundbreaking, everybody else. There. It is amazing.
All right, slowly roll. Mike, hold on.
Unlike Life of a King, it is at least a something movie.
So Mike, just so you know, this has been on my to watch list for Halloween. So I went ahead and popped it in as well, just so I could like chime in on this. And look, I'm kind of with Derek on this. That girl annoyed me so much. She was meaner than hell, dude. I don't know why you like her. She was a mean POS. Like, she was terrible to her brother. Like, no redeeming factor. I wanted her to be out, like somebody kill her. But the Psycho Gorman though was phenomenal. I know, but I loved him, like his makeup, and it's one of those great duo performances. The voice is not the same as the actor in the makeup.
Yeah.
And so that duality was very well merged. Makeup's fantastic, because you know me, I love practical makeup effects, so huge fan of him. I kind of don't understand when they do the flashback that thing gives him life, so they bury him with the one thing that can bring him back to life on the top of his coffin.
Right.
So why don't you keep that when you blast him into space? Or just, I don't know.
You're overthinking, Huck.
I don't mean overthink. Look, Tim knows it's my fault. It's my Halloween 3 problem. Don't overthink it. I got to watch it again. I know. But I don't know. It just, and I don't mind that because he comes to life and all the cool Psycho Gorman stuff happens.
Parts happen.
But the girl just was too, and the parents were absolute morons. Like that guy, the acting choice of the dad, I couldn't wrap my head around. I'm like, what movie is this guy acting in? He's acting so unbelievable.
Yeah,
But I loved all the like future stuff and like the round table of the guys, and even like when Psycho Gorman, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time I was flying, and then they cut him off. Like I was like within those 10 seconds, I wanted to see that story. Like I wanted to see all the stories that Psycho Gorman tells, but they don't have the budget for that, right?
So it starts it for a second,
5 seconds in the ship, cut, no budget. That was funny.
Yeah,
but those kids. Ugh.
But that's how a lot of kids that age would act. That's, to me, I think it would fit.
Really? She'd be
how they would act, or how they would act.
I'm gonna drink some vodka.
No, like that's how they. I don't know. I'm around students all the time, so a lot of them are like that right now. It's the new generation, though. It's the new generation. So.
I don't like that generation.
Okay. Generation that needs a good backhand. That's what it is.
All right, Tim, you got anything to add?
I have not seen the movie, and I can't for the life of me now figure, did you guys sell me on it or not sell me on it?
It's amazing.
I specifically said it's worth watching.
You should watch it.
Because it has some cool stuff in it.
Just get past the sister being a D-bag, and you're okay.
Yeah.
Because like I said, Psycho Gorman, he like owns the movie. Like I'm glad he's on the screen quite a lot, and the fact that they're getting him to, it's by the people I think that did Wolf Cop, because that was one of the trailers on the Blu-ray. So that's why I was like, that's why I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. I like Wolf Cop.
And Wolf Cop, that took me a couple times watching it to get it, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's no Wolf Cop. Go watch Wolf Cop, everybody.
Oh, it is.
It was awesome. It's like, okay, you have Psycho Gorman, who's this massive threat that can destroy anybody, but because of this item, kids get control of him, and now kids are going to do what kids are going to do. I think that's amazing. But
that's great. I'm not complaining about
that. Was the good
that.
part of the movie. Yeah.
It's
the
the girl,
fantastic.
the little girl.
Who's the lead, right?
Just like Crawl.
Yeah, she's one of the three. It's the girl, the brother, and the Psycho Gorman are the leads there.
Yeah, the joke with the Psycho Gorman never remembering the brother's name is pretty funny.
Oh, that was great. That was funny.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. What is your third movie? I know what it is. It's this.
Is it African Queen?
There it
There
is.
it is. The non-Casablanca one.
We just went
once
from
again,
Psycho
thanks, Tim.
Gorman to African Queen.
Yeah, this is the one I didn't watch right away because
Oh my
god! But I've owned this for 20 years on
Terrible segue.
some sort of physical media. It's in my AFI Top 100 collection. So finally, I've watched it. I don't know why I put it off for so many years. But yeah, it's a classic color. I was surprised it was in color. I don't know why. The picture is because it's from 1951, I believe. Right? Humphrey Bogart won Best Actor for it, which is wonderful. I don't know why, but it's cool that he won. Probably because he lost to Casablanca.
No, why?
he is the best part of the movie. It's another movie. All three of these movies. I love the premise of these movies. It's just like everything set on one little ship with Humphrey Bogart and Katharine Hepburn.
Yeah. Yes.
Who I honestly have never liked. I don't know why. I just
What?
Katharine Hepburn, I'm like,
take it easy.
I like Kate Blanchett playing Katharine Hepburn in The Aviator way more than the real person.
Oh God, I freaking love.
She's not like I don't know, something about her. She's just like the same in everything.
So does that mean you also prefer Jim Carrey doing Katharine Hepburn?
Or Dana Carvey.
I'm your knight in shining armor.
Dana Carvey. I like Dana Carvey doing it. It's hilarious. I won't do that though. There's too many wiener jokes. But yeah. Who did this? John Huston, right? Yeah. So I mean, this is like I said, an AFI Top 100 classic. Watched it with the wife. Neither of us agreed with that. It's a solid premise. I like the concept of the schlubby boat captain character of Humphrey Bogart with the prim and proper Katharine Hepburn. I always want to say Audrey Hepburn, but the other one, Katharine Hepburn character. The not as good one. The one I don't like as much. Okay. Hepburn.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you don't like her as much either.
I did. Yeah. So I like Audrey's screen presence often a little bit more, but if I'm weighing filmography against filmography, I enjoy Katharine more.
Wow, I need to watch more, I guess.
Thanks, Mel.
Where's your other statue?
If there was a Katharine Hepburn statue, I would have it in a second, but one doesn't exist.
I'll make one for you. It'll be really good. But yeah, it's a World War II-esque timeline where they basically try to take this ship and turn it into a torpedo to down these Germans, essentially. And like I said, cool concept. I feel I don't like the forced romance of it all. I don't know why. I mean, it's just of its time, which is really all it is, and it's fine for its time and everything. But I just didn't get into that at all. I would have preferred them just being two really good characters rather than forcing a schmaltzy love story in between them just because you have to in the 50s have a love story in a movie. It's like illegal not to back then. So I'll just say the same two things again. Recommendation, 4 out of 5. I absolutely had it in my collection for a reason, and I've been wanting to watch it for 2 decades. As a movie, average to above average, 3 out of 5. Nothing wrong with it. I just didn't really like it.
So would you say we treated you well, Derek?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. All 3 of them are things I've been wanting to watch for as many years as I've known of them. So...
Well, that's just fabulous then.
I just wish Katharine Hepburn could play more than one character.
Oh, damn, man.
Snap. Snap. All right, Mike, save the day. I've been popping in, letting people's reactions are very funny to what we're saying. So I'm just going to pop them up as we go. Mike, all right, buddy, it is now your turn. Who do you want to start with?
I guess we'll go just top of the pile. So we'll go with Tim's recommendation. Road to Predition. I just finished
wonderful.
a rewatch of this one right before this stream. So
Rewatch?
Yeah, it's the only movie out of this recommendation set that I watched a second time. Usually that's a good thing. I'm not sure with this movie. I just had to rewatch it again to really understand the story.
Tim,
I will say the first third of this movie is super boring. It's a drag to get through. The first third. After that, it becomes very good. So I don't know, kind of a back and forth there. But yeah, it's a great all-star cast. You got Tom Hanks, you got Daniel Craig, you got Jude Law, and so many more.
Paul Newman.
Yeah, Paul Newman's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, so many great actors in here. And when it becomes that revenge story, it becomes like a Punisher movie in a way, but taking place in the 1930s, which the production design is great in this movie. It really transports you back to that time. So when they start getting into the revenge story and they're doing all, I guess the action shootout type of sequences, it becomes very entertaining. So I will say it finishes very strong, but bear with it in the first third of the movie because I'm like, oh my gosh, Tim, what are you doing? I love that movie. I will say I did get through the first third because of the amazing music. The music is fantastic.
It's so good.
Piano keys,
Tom Stone scores amazing.
So that's what kept me awake the first third of the movie, but it does pick up. It's very stylized. Like they'll do slow-mo in certain like shooting sequences. The ending packs a punch, but basically it's like, okay, it's a mafia kind of movie, right? It's a mob movie. They take out Tom Hanks's family, but he still has a son left, and then they're on the road to Predition, which is, I guess, an actual location. But then Predition, I think,
the name of the movie.
Yeah, but then Predition is also a term. Well, it's like a place in between heaven and hell, right? Something like that. I don't know. You guys correct me, you scholars out there.
Road to purgatory.
Yeah. But yeah, so it ends really well. So I will give this actually a very solid 3 out of 5. It was quite good. And I would rewatch it multiple times for, the last 2/3 of the movie. Like I said, you just got to get through the first third, last 2/3. Very, very good. So very good recommendation, Tim. I'm glad I finally watched it. But it took forever to track this one down. I had to go on eBay. I had to get this copy from Asia. So it's not the easiest
from
movie to track down. Yeah, it's not the easiest movie to track down, but yeah, I had to do what I had to do there.
I could have mailed you mine.
Now I know.
It's like $7, isn't it?
Always check in with your friends.
That's kind of cool, right? And then it opens up like that. So
that's a cool addition.
That's a cool
addition. Well enough, so I'll take it.
I just got the regular.
Now, so you said you gave the movie a 3. Did you say what the recommendation?
Yeah, I would go 3 out of 5 across the board. It's a
3 and 3.
Movie. You can tell it's filmed well. It's directed well. All the performances are there. It's a good story premise, and it does execute in the last 2/3 of the movie. It's just that first third. It's like a tough time to get through, but it gets through with good music.
I have to learn. As we recommend more, I'll learn it better. I have to recommend, or I have to learn your slow versus my slow, because so I thought none of that slow, but also when you recommended, we're going to talk about your recommendation to me, but like I didn't find that slow. So, and you said your first thing was it's slow.
It's slow. You're gonna love it.
You know what? It's boring. They could have used probably like more narration at the beginning because I was trying to grasp, okay, what's this story about? Like they're at a wake, right? And they're doing kind of like a celebration, remembering life and all that stuff. There's some Irish dancing in there, but it's like, it's moving. So you're like, what's going on in this story? What's the whole point of it? Eventually it does get there with that big turning point in the movie. But maybe I need a narration at the beginning a little bit more or something. It's based on a graphic novel, but I didn't read the graphic novel, so I don't have a basis for, watching it at that point. But the rewatch was better. So I think more times you rewatch and the more you know what you're getting into, it gets even better. So that's a great sign for a movie like that. So I thought it was a good recommendation. Very, very good.
Yeah, I remember when that came out. It was like, what was it? It was a big Oscar player too. It was nominated for 6 things, and somehow it didn't get into Best Picture or Director, which is surprising.
I mean, I could see the acting nominations there for any.
Yeah, Newman got in. Yeah,
Newman was fantastic.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah,
and it won for cinematography. The cinematography in that movie is like ridiculous, especially the scene where in the rain with the umbrellas and the muzzle flashes. That's like the coolest thing ever.
And like you brought up, Mike, that score. Oh, the score.
Yeah,
so good. Very, very good.
Newman.
Yep.
And there's a lot of twists and turns in there, so like it keeps you guessing by then. So
And the boy is
I'm glad
Superman
I
now,
finally watched it.
right? Isn't the kid in the movie is the kid who plays Superman, that new Superman show?
Was it?
Oh, is
Yeah, I
that
didn't even know. I'm
Yeah,
terrible.
I was
is
like, holy crap,
Tyler
it's
Hoechlin
Superman.
was the kid?
Yeah, he's the
Oh,
boy
wow.
with him, the boy who survived.
Nice.
All right.
All right, Mike, what you got next?
one. All right, let's go with The Way Back, not to be confused with The Way Back. Different
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, I got to have the right amount of ways in there.
There. But this recommended by Derek here. And so I guess it's like a coming of age comedy. I love the opening scene. The opening scene is the best. Okay, like Steve Carell's like, okay, and then he's the stepdad. And he's like, okay, what do you think you are? Like, what number are you? He's like, a 6. And he's like, you know what? I think you're a 3. And you're like, this is a D-bag right here for a stepdad. And you don't usually Steve Carell play a character like that. He's usually the funny, happy-go-lucky character, a little bit more, right? But total D-bag in this movie, which he plays it perfectly. But then we got Sam Rockwell. I know, Derek, you're a fan of Sam Rockwell. Usually I'm not the massive fan of Sam Rockwell, but he's been good in some supporting stuff. He's amazing in this movie.
Stuff.
Yeah, his best performance is this movie, hands down. He is absolutely hilarious. He has great comedic chops. I want to see him do more comedies. But basically, the movie is like they move into a new town, right? It's like a beach town or whatever. And you have that dynamic with the stepdad and the mom and their relationship issues and all that. And how they, treat the kid isn't the best. So the kid kind of just goes off, does what he wants. But he gets a job at where Sam Rockwell works, like at a pool. I don't know what he's called there. I don't think he's lifeguarding, but he's just helping out at the pool, right? There's water slides. It's like a raging water.
Yeah, it's like a little water park,
Yeah, a little fun water park. I forgot what was the name of the actress in there that has a little relationship thing going on with Sam Rockwell, but she's very good.
Yeah, I can't think of her name either, but she's the girl from Bridge to Terabithia, isn't she?
Anna Sophia Robb.
Right?
Yeah. Anna Sophia Robb.
Yeah. I think it's her. It's been a while since I've seen Way Back too. But.
She's very good. But yeah, the movie's very funny. A lot of comedic moments in there. There's a lot of heart and emotion. Some funny moments, like when the kids get stuck on a water slide, they're like, okay, let's go get this bigger kid to throw him down to unclog the whole slide. Like funny moments like that. So I'll have you laughing. And it's just an emotional coming of age story. And I love those kind of movies. So I'll give it a very solid 4 out of 5 across the board for recommendation for quality of movie. Very fun, entertaining movie. I would rewatch that one a few more times as well.
Yeah, I need one. And Toni Collette is the mom too, right?
Oh yeah, that is right. Yep. I mean, this has an all-star cast too. You guys did a great job of recommending like all-star cast kind of movies.
Yeah, Steve Carell in that movie. Oh my god, like he's a bigger asshole in that movie than he is in Foxcatcher, where he played a murderer who really lived. Like
I know. I like that number scene. Like just right at the beginning, it hits you right away. It's like, I think you're a 3. Oh my god! Like, what are you doing to this kid's self-esteem?
It's a stepson. He doesn't have to care.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. All right, and your next one. I know what it is.
Huck's recommendation here with Lifeboat, right? Yeah, it just perfectly matches the
Hitchcock one. Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. So Huck knows I'm a big Hitchcock fan. So I'm happy to add another watch to the list for Hitchcock's filmography. Now, this is a very classic Hitchcock film. It's black and white, so you got to be kind of with that style. Also takes place in a very isolated setting, being on a lifeboat, right, the whole time. It's not like they get off the lifeboat or anything like that and go to a new location. So it's on a lifeboat. Basically, their ship goes down or whatever, so they're on the lifeboat, but then they also pick up a German Nazi soldier, right? And so he's kind of the wild card here. Some people are suspicious of him. Wait, should they pick him up? What he's going to do? Is he going to help them get to where they need to go? Which I think is, I'm trying to remember now because I watched it a while back, finding a new submarine, right? Something like that. So there's some twists and turns happening here. You got people on the lifeboat playing cards. Kind of people start to get fatigued and hungry or whatever it is. And, you see people kind of, get exposed off the lifeboat, right? And the German soldier has something to do with a lot of those as well. So you're just wondering, like, what's going on with this guy, right? Now, I will say, overall, the movie is very, very good. I will say the Hitchcock cameo is amazing. If you guys remember the Hitchcock cameo on the newspaper with the diet pills, it
That was
showed
awesome.
him being skinnier. So that was very cool.
Oh,
Very interesting.
That was really great.
Incorporated in that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I will say the ending isn't as strong as I wanted it. Like I wanted to see where the ending would go, but it just kind of ends the movie. But other than that, it's a fun journey. I mean, it's Hitchcock. You can't go wrong with that. So solid 4 out of 5 for all of it. I think I put it mid-tier Hitchcock. I sent you guys my ranking list of that. So not top tier, it's not in the rear window area, right?
Oh, right.
But mid-tier for sure. And mid-tier Hitchcock is very, very good movie. So
right.
Yeah, the thing I love the most about it, Mike, when I was watching it, is it literally, when we say it's the Lifeboat is the only location, I watched the making of stuff after that. The camera is on the lifeboat and it's in the lifeboat the whole time.
Yep.
So the opening shot is like the smokestack of the boat they were on, and the credits are just going over the smokestack. You have no idea what's happening. And then as soon as the last credit, directed by Hitchcock, then the smokestack goes down in the water and the camera pulls back and you're in the boat with Tallulah Bankhead. And she's the one that starts off. She's got her luggage and her fur coat and she's ready to go. She's in full, Bankhead mode. And then slowly more people get in the boat. And of course, some of her stuff, junk's got to go, like, oh, you're entitled. She got a typewriter on there. But he never leaves the boat with the camera ever until one shot that he shows to establish where they are in proximity to the ocean, which is just one shot, a little tiny boat showing how isolated they are. And then right back in the boat, and everything else stays in that boat. And I was like fascinated the whole time at taking a concept like that and running with it. I was never pulled out or aware that we weren't leaving the boat. I mean, imagine trying to always keep that camera in new, fresh places during the entire movie. So you're not just like pivot the camera around, person's talking, it was just extremely well made for such a confined space.
Yeah. A very tough movie to film too, right? Isn't that something they say, like, don't film on a boat just because it's so difficult with all the weather conditions, the waves and all that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. They had to create a whole tank for that. So they could, because Hitch loves his sets. He doesn't like going out because he doesn't like the unpredictability of being out. So he loves sets so that he can control everything. And this was one of those. So when the waves were coming, he can control that, it was safety first. So yeah, I just was marveled by that. Yeah. Hey, it gives you, I don't want to give the ending away. The ending didn't leave me as hanging as you, but Have y'all seen it?
I saw it a while ago. I need to revisit it.
I'm bad at Hitchcock. I'm sure I own it and I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. Well, it's not in any of the sets. So it is
not in the big set. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's in the Warner archive though. So whenever they get a sale.
Okay, yeah.
It's Kino Lorber.
I'm sorry, Kino Lorber. Yeah, Lifeboat
show is going on right now and it ends the 10th. So if you want
That's right. So go get it. That's right, Kino.
And I did not wait for the sale and I should have.
Yeah,
it was right here, Mike. It was right here.
They have a sale like every 2 minutes. So
I cover the sales and then I never get to be in the sale.
You learn from your own thing. All right, Tim, what you got, sir?
Well, what do you guys want to hear? Best to worst or worst to best?
Oh, best to worst for sure.
All right, so best to worst. I didn't strike it as well with Mike, but Mike can recommend to me really freaking well. Good person. So granted, I already had this in the collection before he recommended. I bought it because I intended to watch it. So he recommended something that I was going to get to, but his recommendation gave me that push. Oh my God, this is gonna be in my top 10 for the year. It's heavy. It's very heavy. It's so Florence Pugh's character, which Ken is a big fan of the actress.
Yeah.
But it's his favorite.
She is in a car accident that kills her fiance's sister and her soon-to-be brother-in-law, which leads her to basically addiction, addicted to opioids. And the entire movie is her struggle with her grief, her addiction. It's a rough movie. The acting is great. She's fantastic. Morgan Freeman, who plays the father who lost the child, is so great. Everyone in the movie just kills it. It's very emotional. I honestly, I was engaged the entire time. I felt no slow at all. Like when Mike was like, it's very slow, and it started. I was in. I was fully in. My only complaint, the only thing is, we're about 20 minutes to go in the movie, and it's still, it's at like its worst point, and I felt like it resolves very quickly. Like it takes all this time to get to this point, and all of a sudden it's like 20 minutes to go. Let's finish this up. So that was my only real complaint with the movie. As a movie, this thing was a 4 out of 5, and a recommendation, this is a 5 out of 5. Mike knows I like slow, boring dramas, apparently.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Tears. I just remember that, and then I know recommendation.
But yeah, it's honestly that the only thing is just I looked at the time that was left, because I knew it was 2 hours and 8 minutes, and I looked at the time and I'm like, how does this movie only have 20 minutes left? I feel like there's still a lot of ground to cover. It's just like all of a sudden it's very rapid. Like, let's get the movie done.
Yeah, once they cut it for time or something.
Yeah, that was my only thing. I'm like, oh my God, you resolved this like super quick. You're taking your time with everything else, and it's like, oh, let's finish the movie. So that was the only complaint. But honestly, it's a great movie. Very emotional. Great acting. Loved it.
Nice. It looked really good.
It's my favorite Florence Pugh performance now. She is so good in the movie. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's great. I mean, she's not really an actress that I have much opinion on either way. I love her in Little Women, though. Little Women's great.
Yeah, she's great in that.
but yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. So, killer recommendation. The next
well
one,
done, Mike. Yes. Here we go.
I do not own this one. King of Comedy.
It's
one that I've meant to get to King of Comedy for a long time. It's Scorsese.
I need to see that still too.
Yeah, Scorsese. I want to see all his stuff. So the intention was to get there. Huck's recommendation kind of just kicked me in the ass to finally get to it. And especially after Joker came out, all you heard about was King of Comedy, because it's clear as day after seeing the movie, the inspiration Joker took from King of Comedy. Oh my God. But it's for anyone that hasn't seen it, it's one of those delusional super fan movies, but it does it in a different way. I was expecting, I guess, a little bit more like thrillery, and it doesn't play it out like that. But it's done really well, and I especially love it. It's called King of Comedy, and the entire movie until the very end, the whole thing is about De Niro's character wants his big break without really doing any of the work. He just wants to skip all of the steps and become famous right off the bat. But you hear none of his comedy. Like every time it comes to where you might hear some of his jokes, Scorsese cuts away. You hear none of it. So like the whole time, like, does this dude even have any jokes? Is he delusional to that point? But they hold it off until the very end. I loved that direction choice, because the whole time I'm like, he might be so crazy he's not even remotely funny either.
Right.
He was batshit crazy. He played off so normal, but he's absolutely bonkers. It would show flashbacks, or not flashbacks, like dream scenarios in his mind,
right? That
you legit, it's like what's real, what's not, because in his mind it was all real.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It was great. I loved it. I loved it. If it wasn't for maybe starting with Good Person and watching King Comedy right after, King Comedy didn't quite match Good Person for me, but it is damn good. I think it's maybe my mind was comparing to other Scorsese, which are like way up, but it's a 4 out of 5 for movie. Movie was great. And honestly, it's a 5 out of 5 for recommendation. You recommended me Scorsese.
Yeah. It's rare you haven't seen it. You know what I found most interesting, Tim, that's why I figured you'd enjoy it, is, I mean, Jerry Lewis, let's talk about how amazing he was. Like, because I heard they wanted to get Johnny Carson, but Carson wasn't going to do this kind of role. And I thought Jerry was pitch perfect in this late night host, and he was excellent. And Sandra Bernhard is absolutely bonkers crazy as De Niro's friend.
Yeah.
He's ludicrous, insane. And you're sorry, the whole thing about what's real, what's not real, it plays into the whole film. And yeah, you're just thinking, how is he getting away with all this stuff? And
Yep.
and once you do finally see his comedy, it's actually pretty good.
It is, yeah.
Like it's a good stand-up routine. I'm like, all right, there you go.
But until it gets to that point, I legit didn't think he had any jokes. Like I thought it was all completely in his head. Like every single time Scorsese just cut away before he told a single joke. But I like, since you brought up Sandra Bernhard too, the comparison on like they're both crazy. They're both batshit crazy, but like he plays off as very normal, but is crazy, and she's just flat out
crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy nuts. It was great. The comparison between the two, they're playing off each other, thinking that there's this relationship there with him, and there's not. Oh my God. Yeah, it was really damn good, and I'm buying the Blu-ray. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and I felt like I hadn't seen a performance like that because De Niro's always such a heavy, you know, with all the mob movies and all that. That this sort of off kilter. I mean, granted, you can maybe say it's a little Travis, you know, Bickle or what is his name? Trickle Bickle. What? Wait, that's Days of Thunder. No,
Travis Bickle.
You know, Taxi Driver. Sort of seating in there, but you know, the subtleties of just going into Jerry's office and sitting down. She's like, "Oh, he's not here today. It's okay. I'll wait. I'll just sit right here." And just the way that Scorsese plays with those super uncomfortable moments, he just sits there. The camera sits there with him, and you're highly uncomfortable. Like, God, can he just get out of there? It's like, that's the stuff I was just loving about it the whole time.
When the lady is like, "Come back Monday," he's like, "It's okay, I'll wait." Like,
yeah, what? I'm good.
I'll wait till Monday.
I love too. So his name is Rupert Pupkin. Everyone in the entire movie pronounces it wrong the whole time, and he's multiple times called Pumpkin. It was making me think of Tom Hanks as David S. Pumpkins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But yes, very, very good movie.
Excellent.
You two absolutely killed it with recommendations.
Cool. So here's your next one.
You two.
Here's your next one.
All right.
Let's talk about that. Can't wait. Ready, Mike?
Don't worry. Next time I'll give you a movie you'll like.
So, Good Person and King Comedy had me on a high. And then I go to Shudder, and I first see the description, which tells me that this movie is kind of a blend of Cronenberg and Lynch. And those are already two directors that I'm not crazy on. There's some stuff I like. There's stuff I like from both, but overall, not crazy on that. I start the movie. This movie is 67 minutes long. I should get through it quick.
You're welcome.
Wait. So I made it about 15 to 17 minutes in. And what's happening is so batshit bonkers, not like my jaw was on the floor. Like, what the hell is happening? Like, this is nothing that's happening is jiving with me in the slightest. Like, not even kind of, sort of. I'm like, what the fuck did Derek just recommend me? What is this? So
classic Derek.
At this point, there's like hardly any plot at all that's happened. I can't discern what the hell is happening in this movie at this point. We're in 15 minutes is a quarter of the movie at this point. We're a quarter of the way in, and I'm not discerning what's going on. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to cheat and just fast forward a little bit to see if like something is going to happen. And I stop it and I watch a little bit more. And I'm like, what is this? I hate this so much. So I fast forward it a little bit more. And I'm about halfway in. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Derek. I don't DNF movies. I hate this with a burning passion. I made it. I watched the entirety of Things. And Things is bad, but it was like this entertaining bad.
Yeah, it's a different kind of bad.
Yeah, Tetsuru is a movie that people love. I went on Letterboxd. Like, people legit love this movie. So I'm not even saying the movie isn't good. The movie was not me. Oh my God, was it not me? Oh my God. It was not my cup of tea at all. Like, your heart might have been in the right place. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was absolutely brutal. I gotta
find my barometer. So I gotta use the extremes first, and then the next one will hit out of the park. See, that's
God, Derek! Please, for the love of God, recommend me something that is normal, please. I beg of you. I beg.
Derek,
This
you're
is
going to be
pretty
kicked
normal
off the
compared to
group.
Setsuo. Yeah,
That's
Setsuo is a very experimental Asian film where essentially the entire concept of the movie is a man wants to become a machine and he's inserting metal and rods physically into his body until he becomes a machine. For at least, like I told you, I know it's really fucking weird.
Sounds delightful.
It's an experimental movie. So it is what it is.
So it's not an Iron Man prequel then.
No. It's not
Not
it's
even
not the
close.
best Christmas movie of all time, like Iron Man 3.
It's within the first couple of minutes, and he's cutting open his leg, and he's shoving this tube into the leg, and it's pretty graphic.
Yeah.
But like all the cuts and everything going on, I'm like, this is I can't do this. Like, I get people love this. I've been on streams where people have praised this movie, but you ever watch something that you know people love and you're just like, this is not me? That was this movie. I am not the target demographic for this movie at all. I never ever in my life want to watch another movie even remotely in the stratosphere of this movie.
So everyone take note. Mike, me, everybody take note. So Tim, are you saying you didn't get to this? Wait, hang on. I had it. You didn't get to this, the penis drill?
Did you get to the penis drill?
Did you get to the penis drill? Yeah.
No, if I did, I was just so distraught with what was happening. I couldn't comprehend. I don't know. I'm sorry. Oh my God. You have me at a loss for words here. I'd rather watch things.
Oh, I would too.
Hey, so Mike, Anna's telling you to open the door.
She has a key, I'm sure.
She could come in the window. Yeah, that's honestly why I recommended it to you, because I know it would be something you probably have never seen anything like before. And that was the goal. Not so much that you would actually enjoy the movie.
So now that you've had that goal, Derek, you never have to have that goal again. Just make sure Tim.
I already know what I'm recommending him next time, and he'll at least like it more than the other two.
Let's just make sure it's something you could find in Blockbuster if it were back in the day. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna guess Setsuo is not something from Blockbuster.
Setsuo is an award-winning Japanese experimental film.
We've heard that 7 times, and Tim is still. Where's your beer, Tim? Where's your alcohol? Come on, take a shot. We know you need it.
I need like Jack Daniels in my pet.
Yeah, we know you need it.
Here you go.
I'll cheers. Everybody take a cheers while Mike lets us.
But for anyone that's curious, though, this is on Shudder.
Cheers.
Check it out. Don't take as a recommendation. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 because I feel like he was going.
What?
No. Recommendation. His heart was in the right place, and he was going for the things. I don't want it again. I don't want anything like this. But
I might want to lower it to 2.
I understand where he was going with that. As a movie, from what I saw, I can't give it a definitive rating because I didn't finish the damn movie. But it was on track for being a 0.5 star to a 0. It was
you can say 0.
Definitively not me. It was like Ken brought up in the chat. It was Ken's Bubba Hotep. Oh my God.
Well, that's harsh, Ken, even for that.
Well, there you go.
Ken just doesn't understand filmmaking, that's all.
Your heart was in the right place, but please never recommend something like that again.
See, now look what you've done.
I already know what I'm giving you next time.
Now our friend Holland is putting it on his list, and
like I was saying, like even if you hate the damn thing, at least it's really, really short. Even the Joe Bob episode about it, that's how I watched it, was on Joe Bob Briggs. And every one of those episodes, because he talks periodically during the movie, was under 2 hours long, including the length of the movie. And the average of those episodes are like 2.5, 3 hours long with all his descriptions, which is probably more interesting watching it that way because he explains the movie and behind the scenes and stuff. But yeah, it's just it was one of those, it's so weird movies. People need to know it exists.
So basically, between the 2 movies you recommended to Tim, they have averaged less than 1 star combined. I mean,
he at least enjoyed things, though. In a way.
Did he though? Did he? I don't remember that.
He just said he want to watch it again more than
over this movie.
Take that with a grain, and with the intention it was intended. Yes.
Into his head. What do you want to watch? Setsuo or things?
My plea is to please give me something I will actually legitimately enjoy as a possibility.
That was their job. I've screwed with you enough. I'll give someone else something weird next time.
Oh no! Hold time out. Hold on.
I already got Moon, so now
great. We're all new targets.
Moon's amazing. That's yeah. If Moon was your bad movie, I feel bad for you.
Oh gosh.
All right. All right, Tim. Let me.
It is.
I'll take some of the heat off for you. All right, here we go. So we'll do. Wow. All right, so we'll dive into no particular order. I'll just start with Love and Monsters. This is what Mike recommended to me. This is an interesting flick. It's one of those monster movies where there's, big old monster invasion takes over the earth and everyone kind of hides away into these bunkers and stuff like that to survive. And the main character, what's his Joel, right? I think it's Joel. He's with these certain bunch of people in his thing, but before this happened, he was in love. He had this girlfriend that he was madly in love with, and never really got to bond with. And so through time and years had passed, and through CB radio and all that kind of stuff, he was able to, as everybody out there, and then he hears her voice and realizes she's still there, she's still alive, and she hears him, and he gets so excited and his heart breaks, and he tells his friends that he's not really clicking with, because they're all sort of coupling up, like people are couples, these are couples, and he's kind of the offshoot guy who's not really feels like he's clicking with anybody. So he says, guys, I gotta go find my girlfriend. And they're like, you're crazy, getting out into this world, it's dangerous, most people will not survive, you're probably not going to survive, don't go. I'm going. And he goes. And then the adventure is quite tense, Mike. That was it was a fun ride. He meets a dog along the way, right? A boy and his dog, classic trope there. Although not the same things that would happen with this dog happen with a lot of, other dogs with these creatures. And there's some great creature effects in this as well. And he makes this long journey. How long does it take? I forget. It's a long journey, like
a week or so.
Yeah, like 8 days or something. And so it's like no one's ever survived, and he makes it. I'll just give you the things. I mean, obviously he's the lead. He's not going to die halfway through the movie and it's over. But he does make it. But it's about what happens when he gets there. So I don't want to give too much of that away, because that's kind of that's the through line for this movie, is what you do for love, and then what you expect when you get there, and what happens when you get there is the premise of that. And then because there's other things going on in her camp that he doesn't know anything about, and part of your brain's like, maybe ask what's going on in your camp, so I'm sort of prepared when I get there. But it was a fun movie to watch. I'll say it was very enjoyable. I liked it a lot. I thought the performances were good. I thought the effects were quite good as well. And like it's one of those things. I don't want to really give any ending or thing away like that, but for that, I'm going to give it a good, I'd say the recommendation's a nice 4, because it's a good sci-fi journey and you dial in on that. And I'd give it a 3. Like, I don't know why I was hoping to like it a little bit more, but it was solid. It had my attention the whole time. So a good, nice, solid 3.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah. How about you guys? Anybody else see that?
Yeah, I saw it. I'd probably be about like a 2.5, somewhere like there. It was fine. It's a movie that exists. It didn't, it didn't like ruin my hour and a half or whatever watching it, but it's not even slightly memorable to me either.
Yeah.
It exists.
So it's a 5 out of 5 masterpiece.
Yeah.
Everybody
you love it. Yeah.
Watch this. It is amazing. It's an adventure story with a quest for love with amazing visual effects. I mean, these monster designs in here are some of the best I've ever seen in any movie. You got to see it. And you get Michael Rooker in here. I mean, Yondu in here.
Yondu's in there. Yeah.
Henry Portrait of a serial killer in there.
So good. It is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, the only reason I've ever wanted to watch it is because it like got a surprise visual effects nomination at the Oscars. And I was like,
did it? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So good. The designs
I can see that.
Fantastic.
They were quite good.
The creature designs are cool. I do give it that.
So it's like Psycho Gorman.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
Yeah,
That was the best part of Psycho Gourmet.
Okay, so recommend a movie with cool creatures for Mike next time. That's all we're gonna do.
All right. So next up, I have this movie here
great.
called Idiocracy, starring Luke. Wait, get it right. It's Luke Wilson.
Luke.
No, wait.
It's right
Yes,
on the
not
screen.
Owen.
Come on, read
It says it right there, Luke Wilson. And the premise is kind of hilarious. Definitely, you got to like dial in that there's definitely a sci-fi trope to this. So they're trying to freeze some people. And but just for a very short time, and they choose like people who aren't gonna be missed because there's no one to miss them, and so they pick Luke Wilson and Maya Rudolph, who's this hooker, kind of a hilarious hooker, and it's a big old top secret hibernation thing, and something goes awry, and they stay frozen for a very, very, very long time, and then when they come to, when the I forget what it was. There was it an earthquake or something, like it gets the chambers to crack open long after they're due. And by the way, good thing that they're designed so that they can just pop open and come out. There's no tubes or anything, it's one of those convenient moments, and everyone in the future is an absolute moron. Like, and to paint a picture for you, the president of the United States is Terry Mother-loving Crews. So, and he's like, this Terry Crews, it's like insane. And people are using Gatorade to water plants, which is why there are no good vegetation. It's killed everything. People are absolute sloths in front of their TVs. Like, it's a miracle. Like, anything exists. Like, I just would assume that no new buildings or cars had been made after a certain point, and these are just the things that are still working because everyone is too dumb to fix them. And when he starts saying things like, well, those plants are dying because, you need water. And they're like, water? What are you talking about? It's got Gatorade in it. It's got everything's electrolyte.
Like Mountain Dew, basically.
Yeah. And they're like, but it's got electrolytes. Electrolytes. Like back in the day, someone said electrolytes are the go-to cure-all for everything. And so stupid people think electrolytes are that. And so he's just like, no, I'm pretty sure water is what makes plants grow. They're like, oh yeah, and then so basically they sort of, the White House recruits him as the smartest person in the White House. And and then there's like monster truck rallies, and I don't know, it's like all kinds of stuff. And then so Maya Rudolph also becomes unfrozen for the same situation. And they end up coming across each other. And she's sort of now the second smartest person. And she was not very smart to begin with either. And, he basically finds her because he needs someone from his time to relate to and help tell these people that, no, electrolytes are not what grows plants. And they become a team. And who is the guy that the roommate? He was in like Chips.
Dax Shepard.
Dax Shepard. Yeah.
Funny,
Absolute moron in this film. So, and I'm even watching it with my wife, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to put on Idiocracy tonight. I got to tell you, I like this movie a lot. I liked it quite a bit. I didn't know what to expect. So I didn't even really put a trailer on. I just went off of just your brief little description of the dumbest person in the world becomes the most important person in the world. And yes, I got to see the Crocs make their appearance. I'm like, the worst shoe.
I was at the Crocs store yesterday, and I was laughing because I was thinking about this today.
But this is probably one. I'm just gonna give it the same each slide. I'll go a 4 and a 4 for Idiocracy. Nice. Anybody else see this?
I actually watched it recently, but I watched it way too late, and I actually dozed off the last third of it. But what I saw is hilarious and sadly accurate to where we live today.
Dude, it was hard to not go. That's where we're headed.
Yeah. Headed?
I went to college in Costco.
Oh my God. Wow. The Costco. And there's just a dead down plane right in the middle of Costco. People walking around it. It's no big deal.
I could sure go for some Starbucks right now. We don't got time for a hand job.
Yeah. That was so funny. Yeah. Oh my God. And the cops are absolute morons. Yeah, that was very funny.
Good Mike joke
Mike,
right
if you haven't seen it, you should check it out.
Oh, I want to now. How you
Yeah.
described it sounds hilarious. Like,
Yeah, it's
I
a
wanna
big-
get in the
big
cart right
mess
now.
up hilarious.
It was just a nice film to just kind of chill in the bedroom, watch with Becky, and it's like,
Yeah.
my God, this was like I was not bored. It's nice, short and sweet. Let's see. Let me see what the time was on
It's like
that. Yeah.
Office Space humor, but in the future.
Yeah, oh yeah. I meant to say Mike Judge, who
Yeah.
who does Office Space and King of the Hill
so
and all that.
good.
He is the director and the writer. Ethan Cohen also co-wrote, and it is only an hour and 24 minutes. So it is not going to take up a lot of your time.
For anyone in the chat, I found this very interesting. I already told these guys, but when they were making the movie, they needed some costume stuff that might seem like idiots would have in the future.
Yeah.
So the person in charge of costume design finds these brand new shoes on the market that look very stupid and would fit perfectly in the movie. And the director says, well, what if this becomes big? What if these end up becoming big that won't make sense in the movie? And they're like, no, there's no chance these will become big. They look dumb as hell. The shoes were Crocs. This movie had Crocs before Crocs were really anything. And they picked them because they look so stupid. And I just
But now we know Crocs are the most amazing shoes out there.
Yeah.
They're huge now. I just found that really funny that Crocs.
I refused to wear them until like last year, and I'm like, fine.
They're so cool. Like you can put the charms on them, and oh my god, they're amazing.
I like the fuzzy.
Kitten Paws
one.
even said Idiocracy was good. She enjoyed it very much. So, all right, let's put a pin in that. All right, so I got one more left. Let's see. It is Brian De Palma's Phantom of the Paradise. Look at this psycho, man. All right, Phantom of the Paradise. Show it off, Derek. There you go. Phantom of the Paradise. So, so how do I start this? Much to my shock and dismay, this is a Brian De Palma film. It's basically a Brian De Palma film before, I don't know, Brian De Palma knew how to make a movie. Yeah. So, okay, hang in there. Hold on. He's like, I get that. It stars Paul Williams. He's like the sort of central character. And then this guy, he's a, okay, so he's a writer of music, right? And his music is stolen by Paul Williams, and he shuns the guy out, kicks him to the curb, and then starts making a fortune using these cheesy, basically pop bands of their time to do the recordings and make a fortune. And he's out until one day he realizes they're doing a musical for his main thing, his main piece, his main aura, right? And so he crashes that, and he's like, "This is my music. It's me, y'all. It's me." And then they still kick him to the curb, and then he's shot at and tries to escape, and he gets injured and burned and falls into the lake, and they think he's dead. And then, of course, he becomes Phantom of the Paradise. I'm still with it so far. Then he gets back in there, and he starts taking out people on stage. Right? It's become a haunted paradise theater now, and he's the villain. Paul Williams sees him up in the rafters, and he knows what's going on. He can tell it's him and all that jazz. And he basically makes a deal with him. And he's like, "I tell you what, you write this for me. You're going to get all the credit, okay? I just need your voice to make this thing sing." And of course, somehow he convinces him, and they sign this contract. A pact, if you will, I'll say, with each other that binds them together, right? In this supernatural kind of thing. And let's just say, have you ever seen Rocky Horror and thought to yourself, that's not a great movie unless you have the interaction with the audience? So take this movie with no interaction with an audience, and it feels kind of like that. Like it's, I don't know. Like I was trying to get into it. It was, this is so hard to wrap my head around.
You might like it because you like Rocky Horror, and it's
that's the thing is I got to like Rocky Horror through all the interactions. Rocky Horror, I would tell anybody, if you haven't experienced that, I don't know anyone that would actually like Rocky Horror as a movie by itself. It's just kind of too strange. It doesn't work. But it works for me because I have that connection. So, I mean, there were moments I was engaged the whole time. Oh, here's the big thing. The girl, like the lead girl that gets the voice, right? I want your voice. And of course he makes a pact with the lead girl. Okay, this is your lead girl with the voice, man. Like I was like, she had just the sweetest voice. It was like a Karen Carpenter voice. It wasn't like a Tina Turner voice, or it wasn't like, Aretha Franklin. It was just not great. So like for me as the voice of the movie, I wasn't invested in the fact that she's the thing that's going to turn the paradise into something wonderful. So, cause I come off of having seen Blowout, right?
Yeah. Which is like his best movie.
Yeah. I mean, it's so good. And all the tricks and turns, the ending isn't what you see coming. So I was sort of absorbing this movie to get some of that out of it. But I think, didn't Blowout come out about 2 years, or it was like 2 movies after this movie?
It was after, yeah. This was what, same year?
It was 74.
74, yeah.
So that's how I knew it actually predates Rocky Horror. So I couldn't say this was influenced by Rocky Horror at all because it came first. Although Rocky Horror may have been on,
yeah, it's probably on stage first.
On stage before that, but anyway, I don't know. It's a weird, bizarre movie to try to explain. Derek, take it over if you want.
I mean, honestly, you've helped me because I haven't watched it in a couple years. But yeah, I know it's a rock opera, and I thought that might be something you'd like. So, my intention was.
I would definitely.
And I love the Brian De Palma split diopter shots he always does in all his movies, and the oneer with the bomb in the car going to the stage.
I mean, that was hilarious.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
Yeah, there were moments that I liked about it. Just
it's a cool, like, well-produced movie. Like, the production design's interesting and everything. It's visually very interesting, and the mask of the guy is just awesome. Like,
it's a boss mask.
Look at that dude.
Hang on. Wait, put it back up. I want to see if I can. Wait. There you go.
And the girl is she's a lady in Suspiria. That's who the actress is.
I'll pop this up again too. There he is. Look at that thing.
Yeah, it does. Honestly, even I thought it got a little long in the end. I don't know if you agree with that, but yeah, it's
oh yeah.
Because I was kind of like, I was honestly like you, where I was like, this is really interesting in the beginning, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool.
But and I am actually, it's like kind of a 4 on recommendation because I feel like I've always wanted to see this. I think we've all kind of had that. Like we've had some of these movies in our bank of wanting to see, and that poster, that face, has always wanted me to see that. So I am glad I finally got to see it. Probably they'll give it a 2.5, in that area because yeah, I mean, there's so many great De Palma things, Untouchables and Blowout and, First Mission Impossible and Just to Kill and things like that. But I don't know. This one I felt was sort of like his early days of just sort of finding out his techniques.
Yeah.
You could see you
could see all those little things.
Yeah, you could see that. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, it just fell a little short for me. Well, that said, everybody should see it and find out for themselves. Because it's Brian De Palma
with split diopter shots. Phantom of the Paradise is for you.
I think I'll see it at some point because it's De Palma, but it wasn't high on my list. It'll happen in the future.
I mean, I like it more than anything he's made in the past 30 years.
Oh, you like it better than the first Mission Impossible?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I would not agree with that.
Not
even close.
That's strong.
That is strong.
It's more De Palma-y.
Yeah. And remember, you said yourself you hadn't seen it in a while, so you maybe want to,
But I've seen it more recently than Mission Impossible. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that counts. There you go. I don't know. I feel like Tim, somehow there'd be something weird about it that you would click with it. Like,
you'd probably like it more than Things in Tetsuo.
He will like it more than that. I'm going to just go on a limb.
Don't forget that I just said probably.
I want you to take your ideas from Mike and go with some type of drama or something.
Okay, whatever movie I watch next, I'll tell you to watch it.
He appreciates.
I already know what I got for you next, and you will probably like it.
Okay.
It's called Tetsuo 2.
Oh God! Oh my Lord! All right, cool. Let's just see how any words real quick. We got people laughing at us here. Hey, my fire. Right up here. How y'all doing?
No.
Anybody seen these movies? Okay, look at it. We got a little Idiocracy. It's on Disney Plus. There you go. So anybody
Really?
wants to see Disney
Canada?
Plus? I think that's probably where I saw it because I didn't have to pay. I didn't have to pay for that, but by the way, I did have to pay for Phantom of the Paradise. Thanks, Derek.
Are
Well,
you
so
gonna
did I. It makes it feel any
pick
better.
up the Idiocracy DVD then?
No, I just saw it for free. Oh, well, will I pick it up?
Yeah.
Oh, at some point, yeah. I thought it was a worthy film. I'd love to have that. Is it only on
It was
DVD?
scratched. I couldn't watch it,
Yeah,
so
it's
I
only
watched it
DVD.
on like Hulu or
Oh
something.
man. Oh yeah, Caveman, thank you. Please smash that like button. We got 27 smashes. You know my drill, y'all. You got to get me on the even fives. So hit me up to 30. Tiana says I have Crocs, so you fit right in with Idiocracy.
I have 2 pairs.
They're
My
the
wife
best
has like
shoes ever.
37 pairs, so it's okay.
Holland says I need me some of that Phantom of the Paradise.
Yeah.
Y'all watch it. I mean, look, like I said, I've always wanted to see it. I'm very happy I finally saw it. So he just says, I think I've seen that movie. See, people like, I think I've seen it. That's how memorable Derek it is. I think I've seen
It's
it.
like 50 years old. What do you want from me?
Exactly. Florida House Flags. What's up, buddy? Where's my beard? I haven't. Tim's the one with the beard. I think he's confusing us. I haven't had a beard in ages. My wife does not like my beard.
Just wear a beard for us.
See, like, oh, I see, because I need to match. I
We
see
all
where
have
you're going.
beards. Is the joke.
Damn it. See, I missed it. Just now. I'm a little late, Floyd. I'm here now. I should get a little Spirit Halloween beard, Derek, next time we go back. All right. So overall, I would say we did pretty good. Yeah, what you got, Tim?
You got to answer Tiana first. Are we recommending more movies? Yes, on the next Collectors Club episode. At the end of it, we will be recommending more to do another one of these.
That's right. So what we like to do, Tiana, is on our Collectors Club shows, the actual shows, at the end of it, we do all of our recommendations, and then we come back here on one of these shows, and then we just do our takes on these, and then we just leave them out there for you.
Them in the ether.
So we all get to stew on our reactions, and we all hang up today. It'd be great. But yeah, if anybody got a kick out of some of these reactions, or you got enlightened to some of the movies, please go check them out. I had a ton of fun doing all of these, though. Tim, maybe not so much. 2 out of 3, fun.
2 out of 3, you guys nailed it.
Yeah.
And I got exactly what I wanted, so I am happy.
Oh, good. Mike's like, I'm glad you're happy. Or Tim. So. Yeah. So, okay. So let's go around and say favorite recommendation. Derek?
Honestly, I kind of probably liked them all about equally, but nice. I was probably most entertained throughout by Crawl. By a snout.
By a tooth. By a snaggled tooth.
By an elongated snout.
Mike?
Crawl.
Such a tough choice. Definitely between The Way Back and Lifeboat. I'm happy I saw Lifeboat because of Hitchcock, but entertainment-wise, probably The Way Back. So good job, guys.
Nice. Tim?
I shouldn't say definitely good person. It is good person, but you had a great recommendation, Huck. So, but yeah, good person. That was, I loved it.
Nice. And I'll take Idiocracy, just edging out Love and Monsters. Sorry, Derek.
It's okay. Yeah. It's weird. I know that.
Yeah. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. We did it, guys. I like it. Short and sweet, hour and 15 minutes. Well done, everybody. That is gonna put a pin in it for this particular recommendations episode number 2. Guys, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for all the great recommendations. Let's just go around the horn. Everybody introduce yourself, plug your channels, and we'll call it a day. Derek.
Well, I just want to remind everyone that you could have watched Tetsuo in the time it takes to watch this stream, so do that. And also, yeah, I'm finally doing October. October is back. Oh, right, yeah. October is back on my channel. I'm not doing as long of videos as I did last year, where I talk about horror sequels specifically. I just dropped my Final Destination 2 video earlier today. It's like 4.5 minutes long. Go watch it. Come on. Watch it on the toilet. I don't care. And I'm doing Dawn of the Dead tomorrow.
Sounds good.
And I got Critters 2 and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 coming up. I'm doing also tomorrow, recording them and laying them out this week. And then next Saturday, I have my franchise focus, Friday the 13th. Ironically, on Saturday, the 14th of October, where it'll be me, Mike, Caprice, and Cody, Dude Who Loves Movies, talking about all I almost said 13 because there should be, but there's 12 Friday the 13th films chronologically. Then we're going to give our own rankings and do a little like community challenge-esque ranking of them combined to see which is the greatest Friday the 13th of all time. I know the answer, but I don't think anyone else will, but we'll see where it lands.
Cool, Mike.
Yeah, Mega Mike the Movie Man here. That's my name on all the socials. So YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. If you love collecting movies and you want to save yourself money out there so you can buy more movies, right? I'm covering a lot of deals lately. So video a day. I just talked Kano Lorber deals. I'm going to talk both the Shocktober deals for Scream Factory and Arrow Video. Give you some amazing recommendations there. And then Prime Day deals coming up and just regular Amazon deals. I mean, it's like Dillapalooza out here this week. So definitely stop by the channel. I do short videos too for physical media hunts and out of theater reactions. So a lot of great stuff coming up there. And then you love live streams like this one, right? We got an awesome live stream Tuesday night, Saw franchise ranking. We're going to talk all the Saw films with, kind of celebrating Saw X coming out here. And we're going to go through our individual rankings, do a collective ranking. So it's going to be a fun time. So if you love movies, just stop on by. And I know there are some people in the chat that I haven't seen yet on my channel. So stop on by, making the push to 1,500 subs, hopefully by my 2-year YouTube anniversary, which is Halloween coincidentally. So
nice.
There, people.
All right, Tim.
I don't know. I'm always bad at this part, but I got a video uploading now that will go out tomorrow. It's a haul video and just a me video. Anyways, also Tuesday, if you want to stream hop, check out Mike's, and then also on Bob's channel, I'm solo hosting his tournament for the horror tournament because Bob is actually playing. So I will be hosting, but Bob's channel.
And I'm losing. And I said, and I'm going to be losing.
Yeah, Derek got that.
And let's just go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say I didn't really have much else to say. And also for this stream too, just so people know, for the next one, we're rotating channels on this too. So just like Collectors Club rotates, this rotates. So this will either be for Mike or Derek the next one. Mike. So Mike will have the next one.
And now I was just going to say, when you tune into that stream that Tim is hosting, Tim, we saw what happened between you and Bob, and we don't want to see that. We don't want to see those shenanigans. Bob, you watching? Okay. So if the first 4 things you tell them to go get, and Bob is the only one getting his ass out of the chair, we're coming for you, Tim. All right. So, all right. And my channel, just stick around every Tuesday morning. We got a little morning mug. We just have a good time. Wake everybody up. Good morning. It's before you head out and go do your Blues Day Tuesday. If you still go to physical places to shop for your physical media, it's a great morning. Love having everybody come by. I just went to the Hollywood show that I went to back in February and met the lovely Christina Ricci. So head over to my Instagram and you'll see the photo there. And I hope to put the video up for it tomorrow. And then all the other usual junk I put up. So that's what we got. So y'all, thanks so much. And y'all, go ahead, Derek.
No, so go watch our junk.
Yeah, go watch. Everybody watch our junk. We got some good
junk, everybody.
Okay.
We got phenomenal junk. But we got. But yeah, we want to thank everybody in the comments tonight. You guys are great. You lit it up over there. Remember, we got 27, 28 now. So before we sign off, we got the closer to roll. By the time the closer finishes, let's get it to 30. That's what we'd like. And by the way, I'm also at almost at 4,000. We're hoping by the end of the year, Christmas time, that would be my Christmas present, to hit the big 4-0, and we'll have everybody on, do some sort of like share the link, have people pop on. It'd be a lot of fun to do something fun for that. So
nice.
So hit those clicks, y'all. It means a lot. Look, to everybody here, like, we look at our algorithms and realize like 98% of the people that pop by and look at our stuff aren't even subscribed to our channels, but you stop by all the time. So if you do that to any of these guys, please head over and just hit that sub. It's all you gotta do. It's like, man, I love these guys. Done. Click. And we're happy. You're happy. The world is happy. So please do that. Right, fellas?
Yes. It means the world to us. That's all I'll say.
All right. And like John even says, yeah,
I'm
almost there. Right. So yeah, but yeah, thanks to everybody that came out and shared in the chats and gave us your 2 cents. And if you liked any of these movies, add them to your cart, check them out, go to Disney Plus or any place that's streaming, check some out, especially some that we
Especially-
may not have raved. So get your own opinion on. See what that is. All right. But yeah, thank you everyone so much. Guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Have a good night.